Checking if I'm live. I am. Okay. Testing. Testing. Perfect. So, K'ril Tootsie Roll, I guess you could call him. Zamorak, boss of the God Wars Dungeon 1. This is how I AFK him. This one is actually quite a bit more AFK than K'ril. K'ril, because of the place that you stand in, you kind of have to click on him a lot more often than pretty much any of the other bosses. And it's only because of the mechanics that he has. K'ril is the first one where you can pretty much just never click on him. So what I'm going to start with is the gear. You're pretty much looking at the exact same gear as Kree. The only difference being is that you are going to use magic instead of range. So what I mean by that is my gear is all the same tier, but just swap it out for magic. And your inventory it can look exactly the same. The one thing that you might want to add is if you don't have Elder Overloads or something that removes poison and gives you poison immunity, is you want anti-poison plus, or double plus. Anti-poison plus. So that really helps with the poison effect from K'ril. Otherwise, you're looking at the same thing. You're going to be using a Demon Horn necklace in conjunction with the attuned ectoplasmator. You can actually wear the ectoplasmator if you don't have a scrimshaw that you want to use. Remember, the attuned ectoplasmator does need to be charged, and you can do that by charging a regular one with ghostly essence, which is found right here. You can buy the ghostly essence on the Grand Exchange. The attuned ectoplasmator is a rare drop from ghost monsters and just ghosts in general. It's pretty rare, but most people end up getting it. The next thing you can know is, if you end up being on a Greater Demon's Slayer task, you should wear a Slayer helmet instead of a magic helmet. Gear levels, I would recommend minimum tier 70s. Obviously, the higher the better. You can do this in Subjugation, and you can even do it in Ganodermic and Barrows. Again, as long as you have Soul Split, you will be fine. Your aura, use Vampirism if you really are scared of losing your health. K'ril does have a special attack that does take down a little bit of health, and also takes down prayer, but use Vampirism if you really are scared of your health. Otherwise, use damage boosting auras like Dark Magic. Only use the Maniacal if you are really, really confident that you will not die. For the sake of this, I'll be using Dark Magic. And that's really about it. One thing to know about K'ril is you cannot poison him. However, you can poison his minions. So Cinderbang gloves are not best in slot there, but they do have decent damage bonuses and they're really cheap to repair. Poisoning his minions does help. You're familiar, you might want to use a Ripper Demon. Otherwise, you can bring a healing familiar, such as a bunyip, or a familiar that holds food, such as a pack yak or even a war tortoise. If you have Soul Split, you're really not going to worry about food. K'ril does drop food anyways. And then your regular stuff. Spring Cleaner helps clean up all the salvage. 1 blue and 1 crimson just to pick those up. They're always useful. If you don't have the archaeology relic that keeps your adrenaline at 100%, you can use an adrenaline urn. Neither of those really are required. K'ril spawns pretty fast. Magic note paper will help note the drops, such as potions if you want to pick them up. That's really about it. Use the best ring possible. You can use the Luck of the Dwarves. That really is perfectly fine. I would recommend your highest possible level spell. Air Surge is fine. I would recommend Fire Surge, just because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a little bit more accuracy. I'm not 100% certain on that. I know it's possibly been changed since I last saw that, but I always use Fire Surge anyways. Bring the runes for Fire Surge, Air runes and Fire runes. I have mine in a Grasping Rune pouch, which basically just stores 4 runes. It's not necessary. It just gives a little bit of prayer bonus, and that's it. Bring 1 dose of Overload, 1 dose of Aggression, and 1 dose of Prayer Renewal for your kill count, if you cannot skip the kill count. And let's get going. So I'm going to teleport to War's Retreat. My ability bar right here is an AoE ability bar. You can copy it. If you do not have the ability that is shown on the bar, just skip it on to the next one or use the equivalent. So I have Greater Chain. You can use a regular chain. It's really fine. Tsunami is an ultimate. You don't need it. You only need to use Omni Power if you have the Zuck cape. So the Igneous Cowl. If you don't have an Igneous Cowl cape, then take it off, because it will use 100% adrenaline instead of only 60%. Same thing. Greater Sunshine, you can just swap that out for regular Sunshine. Magma Tempest, 100% not necessary. Greater Concentrated Blast or Greater Sonic Wave can be swapped out for the regular ones. Put your thresholds at the front or close to the front. Do it more like this, really. And you should be good to go. The reason you're doing it like this is because you're going to be standing in a specific spot. So chain, Omni Power if you have the Zuck cape. If not, then skip over to Dragon Breath. Corruption Blast is not necessary, but it helps. Tsunami, Sunshine, and then the rest is really just wild magic, and then you're just building adrenaline from there. You can recharge your prayer at the Altar of War, and then let's go through my K'ril portal. You can charge your adrenaline to 100% on the adrenaline crystal, or fill your adrenaline urn here if you have it. But it will not stay permanently. It will eventually drain just because. That's just how adrenaline works. So in the K'ril portal, I'm going to enter, say yes. Now your prayer is immediately drained as soon as you enter. Doesn't really matter too much. Just drink your 3 doses of the single dose pots. Your prayer will recharge. See, it's already almost full. Then you can turn on Soul Split and Torment, and you're going to get kill count. It's really, really easy. So I'm able to do this with Armadyl Battle Staff, which is like a tier 75 weapon, and Subjugation, which is tier 70 armor. It's DPS armor. And only Soul Split. I don't need any auras when I do it normally, as long as I have the rest of the regular stuff here. You can switch out Cinderbanes for Barrows if you want. You can use Silverhawk boots instead of Blast Diffusion if you want. But anything that boosts your magic will really, really help make the kills faster. That is 43 now. I was going to say it's 40 already, but that was really fast. It's probably one of the fastest kill counts you can get in the game for between the 4 factions. So, instance encounter. You want to make sure everything is on fastest. You can pay the 200k if you want. Sometimes you'll get a free one. Pay the 200k. It's just so worth it. Fastest, minimum combat level doesn't matter. Max players doesn't matter. Set it to 1 if you want the timer to appear. If not, then it really doesn't matter. And then hit start. The first thing you're going to do is enter the door and stand on this specific square right where I'm going. Right here, straight across from this pillar here. Drink your potions and some of your familiar. Start up the dark magic or whatever aura you're going to use, and you will be good to go. So you can stand in this square here. You see that special attack? He did about 4k damage. You're going to heal it completely from Soul Split. And really fast as well. So you can pick up all the stackable drops and stuff like that. He drops food, so there's 2 tuna potatoes just in case you start worrying about your health. He heals more than a shark, so it's really nice. You can switch out Wild Magic for Asphyxiate. Asphyxiate is a channeled attack, which means it will take a little bit of time to finish before it moves on to the next attack. But I like to use Wild Magic just because it allows me to do other attacks immediately after. The most significant drops here are the Subjugation armor pieces and the Wines of Zamorak. Otherwise, you're just going to want to pick up anything that's stackable to maximize your profits. I'll do a kill with Asphyxiate just to show it. But, I mean, it's completely not necessary. So I pick up the Super Restores. They're 2.5k, so that's a profit. The Zamorak Brews are not really much of a profit, if any at all, so they're not worth it right now. And that's really it. in the past I have made 12 mil an hour here. Maximum I've ever done is probably about 35 mil in 1 hour. That was a really, really lucky day, but as my K'ril stream went, I got really, really unlucky with drops. So, and that's also very possible. But you can tell I'm not even, paying attention to my health really, not worrying about food, not really worrying about my abilities at all. I'm always attacking K'ril first because of the spot I'm standing in. That's like a 90% of the time thing. 90-95. Sometimes you'll just attack the minion first. If that does happen, you can just click on K'ril and you'll go right back to attacking him. Most of the time you should be able to kill him before he does his special attack. In the case of having tier 70s, he might do his special attack almost once per kill. Depends on, how much damage you do. You can see my kills are 15 seconds. That's completely AFK. If I was actually paying attention and doing abilities, it could be more like 6 seconds. Half that time. 15 seconds is great. So all you really have to do is pay attention to the drops and re-overload when it runs out. A lot of times I'll forget to redo my overload and I still won't be dying. I won't be losing any health. I'll be doing just fine. You gotta remember, my weapons are tier 90 and my gear is tier 80. In my opinion, the best bar to use here is the AoE bar. A 1v1 bar will kill K'ril much faster in a technical sense, but at the same time, it won't do the whole killing minions at the same time. And the more minions you kill, the better chance you have of getting the drops from them as well. So if you were going to do a 1v1 bar, put Chain first, then Dragon Breath, then Sunshine. But that's kind of the disadvantage of a 1v1 bar, is you will not kill as many minions while you're killing K'ril. So I like to stick with the same bar that I used to get the kill count. Those green hits that are going against me are range hits from the range minion. It's not poison. My poison is completely protected by my overloads or the weapon poison, or sorry, the anti-poison plus plus. And that's really it. See, that was a spec, so that means I kind of did a slower kill, 22 seconds. But I can guarantee you I'm going to heal that right up. So like I said, if you're worried about health, use Vampirism. That'll be the best chance of survival. Soul Split is really... I mean, it's really enough for anybody that has even tier 80 gear, full tier 80 weapons, like tier 70 gear. It's enough. I like to say I'm pretty credible based on my kill count, which is 11,795. Super attacks are 2k, super strengths are 8k. So that's extra profit as well. So like I said, pick up your potions that aren't the Zamorak brews. Use magic notepaper on them and you'll make money.